Okay.
Without a doubt, people are the most interesting human beings on Earth, or creatures on Earth. Why? I think it's because we're constantly changing. The quote that I chose was, "The only completely consistent people are the dead." And I find this to be completely true, and I'm finding it more and more as I'm growing older. The ways that I want to prove this to you guys are, I want to talk about how physically we're changing, emotionally, and kind of like our mannerisms and our attitude, and also geographically. So first, physically, other than the obvious, like we grow old and we start from a baby all the way until we die and grow old, and we're constantly physically changing. But also, we're constantly influenced by like our friends or other people around us to dress certain ways. And for example, when I was younger and in high school, I was constantly worried about like what everybody would think of me if I dressed a certain way, so I would dress like really plain just because then nobody would expect anything from me or think certain things about me because I may dress really edgy or whatever it is. So I found like as I got older I'm more comfortable with myself, and I've been able to dress the way that I feel comfortable. So I've changed that way. And then second, emotionally. I think that people are emotionally changing because things that go on in your life, you feel like you can be like happy one minute and sad the next because things are so influential, and in the way of like your mannerisms, like I feel like people can also like change their attitude because when they're either kind of two-faced, or you have to change in the like for the business or in the workforce. I think like you have to be more outgoing, whereas maybe you're not always. You kind of have to like fake it to make it. And last, geographically, as we get older, a lot of the time, like we have to move out of the house, or circumstances come to a point where you have to move out of your city or state or wherever it is. Right now, my family just recently moved up north because my dad got a job transfer. So my family is all up north while I stayed down here going to school, and I live with my sister now. So I think like a lot of the time, like things happen like that with people, or just whatever it is, you're constantly moving and changing. So just to kind of wrap it up, I think people are so interesting, and we are constantly changing because of the different things that come along in our lives, and the fact that we just have to kind of move on, and it's not until we are actually dead that we're constant and there is no changes anymore.
All right, Brianna, almost everything is pretty solid. There wasn't anything that was problematic, except just a little bit at times your voice level drops out. I think in the last third of the speech you kind of got quiet at one point, and it wasn't so much that you were emphasizing a point by getting quiet. It just sounded like you your energy level, dropped off, or you forgot that you're speaking to the audience. And so you want to be a little bit consistent. If you're dropping it down to make an emotional point, for instance, that's probably fine. But it didn't really sound like that's what was going on. It just, just like you lost a little bit of energy. It got better later on. At the start, I was a little bit nervous because you looked like you didn't quite have your feet set, and there's kind of some nervous stepping around and that kind of thing going on. But that disappeared after about 30 seconds, and you seem to be a lot more confident while you're speaking. You've got a lot of good gestures while you're speaking, but they do tend to all be kind of up at this level. It's kind of like you've got your elbows locked against the side, and so you're just, I'm making fun like the T-Rex type of gestures. They're a little, kind of contained that way, and you need to relax a little bit more and be a little more expansive with a bigger audience. That's probably great when you're sitting at a table talking to people and you're gesturing like that. It works well. You're standing up and speaking, so you can open up a little bit more. I think, like I said, it wasn't problematic. It's just something to pay attention to and see if you notice it when you're watching your video later on, assuming I can ever post these videos today, given the way the internet's running so slowly. We'll see how that goes. The structure was pretty clear. It was easy to follow. I liked your illustrations. Thought there was a pretty good summary at the end of the speech. So, like I said, everything was pretty good. I didn't notice any big anxiety, and like I said, I thought the supporting examples were pretty good. Those were the points that were noticeably stronger. Everything else is just solid. It wasn't like anything was spectacular, but it was all good. Okay? All right. Thank you.